Hello. So it's a very windy day, so I'll not be flying any wings today. So I've decided to do some comparison tests with the Moonlight. So when the Moonlight's connected on, there's two noise reduction algorithms at play, 3D NR and 2D NR, each with an auto, off, low, mid and high settings. So there's quite a lot of combinations there to try and determine which settings are going to give you the best noise reduction. So that's what I'm hopefully going to try and test today. There's a lot of combinations there when you think about it. I'm really just going to break it down to the simple combinations of both of them off, both of them on, one of them on, one of them off, one of them off and one of them on. The reason why this is important is that I found that when you have the noise algorithms, reduction algorithms on, it affects the gyro flow stabilization. You get a ghosting around the edge, which gyro flow doesn't account for. So in the likes of the clouds or even a reflective ground, you get this kind of shimmering ghosting effect going on, and it completely detracts from the stabilization. With the noise algorithms off, you don't have that problem. There's no ghosting, so there's no kind of shimmering. So what I'm going to try and do today is determine which of the settings gives us the best kind of middle ground between having noise reduction, making the image quality better, but to the point where it doesn't have a detrimental effect on the stabilization. So that's the plan. So here we go. Okay, well, that's the tests done. In regards to what I was seeing in the goggles, flying along the lane and then turning around, coming back and across the field, not a massive amount of difference, if I'm honest, between each one. Sometimes the grass was fine, but the trees were a bit smeary. The next time the tree was a little bit smeary and the grass was a little bit smeary. Next time the tree was fine and the grass was... But subtle differences. And I don't know whether that's the settings changes or because I was flying slightly faster in one, slightly slower, slightly closer to the tree in a particular flight, slightly closer to the grass. I mean, I tried to keep it consistent, but it is quite blustery. You can't really tell from here, but once you get halfway down that lane, the quad wall's bumping around a bit, and the trees, tops of the trees are occasionally blustering and moving around. So I'll go back to the house and I'll look through the footage and I'll see which stabilizes well and which doesn't stabilize well. And to be honest, that's probably what I'm going to use as my determining factor for what settings I'll use going forward. Because flying down that lane, the difference in the feed was minimal. I could probably cope with it, bear with it. So the difference will be how the actual stabilized footage turns out. So let's go check that out.